Yo, what's up? It's been a minute, but your boy's been busy filming. In fact, this past weekend, we just wrapped on the production of The Lookout. In this video, I want to discuss lighting because this movie is very, very unique when it comes to lighting. My vision was a 1930 crime drama, and I took inspiration from Sin City and to light this movie the way I wanted to, because I wanted to produce lots of shadows and lots of silhouettes, which can be really, really hard to do in certain spaces. Like for instance, there's a warehouse scene in this movie where I use no artificial lighting far as equipment brought in to use. I used the tools that was in the warehouse. There was a forklift and it has 3 lights, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. And these act like, spotlights because you can adjust them. That's all the lighting I had for the warehouse scene. And then I use a screwdriver. When you pull the trigger, it lights up, and also 1 cell phone flashlight. When you see this movie, all the lighting you see is from those 3 objects. The unique thing was when I came to Texas, this was the hardest part of lightening this movie because, man, the hotel I stayed in was also part of the film. And when you pull the shades down in broad daylight, it's totally dark. So it gave me time to practice. I was trying to create silhouettes, and man, it was so hard to do. For a scene that takes less than a minute, it took me almost 2 hours to get the proper lighting. Now, the trip to Texas, I brought my own equipment, my own lighting, because I know it was going to be challenging. I got really, really lucky. The headboard for my bed in this hotel had light embedded inside the headboard on the very top. And I'm like, So if you hit the switch and not use the lamps, the top of the headboard would light up. I'm like, It illuminates the wall behind it and part of the ceiling. I'm like, that is really, really cool. Trying to incorporate that and put people in position to be just lit properly. Not only that, I'm dealing with human skin. And when you have skin tones and different tones of skin, it's tough. And you want to have certain lighting to make people look softer, or you want to create shadow on half the face, or the most difficult one is creating silhouette. I like doing silhouettes best when there's natural lighting coming through the window. I actually did the sundial treatment. I timed when the sun was coming through the window in the hotel. I was like, okay, at this particular time, I'm going to use that. And I just didn't like the background that was portrayed if I did that. And I'm like, man, so I had to create my own lighting, and I had to do it in pitch black darkness at night in the room. And let me tell you, it was tough, but hey, it worked. Hours later, I put it together. I made sure mentally I knew where all the marks were at, because the camera had to be in a particular specific position to make this work. And let me tell you, when I finally found that, and I'm doing tests, right, with myself. I gotta turn on the camera, hit record, get into position and move my hand or whatever. It was a challenge, but I gotta tell you, this movie is beautifully shot and beautifully lit. You will be impressed. I created that 1930s look in a modern day film. The shadows, I had made some shadows during the daytime, during the evening. Daytime is easy. You gotta just know where the sun is at. Creating shadows at night using lights that are part of the structure was a challenge. But when it's done and done right, it looks great. It looks really great. But this movie, out of all of my movies, was the biggest challenge for the lighting. And I'm glad I put in the work and the time because it turned out masterfully. It's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what I envisioned. The people's skin tone looks beautiful in this movie. I have a tremendous cast. I have a beautiful cast. And when you see them, it's going to be quite impressive. And so, man, if you're into directing, writing scripts, working microphones, working sound and lighting, I learned all positions when I went to film school and took some classes, because as a director, I want to know everybody's job so that way I can talk educatedly about what I need them to do or I want them to do, or myself, I know exactly what to do. And lighting is everything. It makes your cinematographer looks amazing, makes your DP looks amazing. It's so important, and we take it for granted. And another thing I did, I created lens flares in ways that I've never done before by using reflection. Like there's night scenes looking through a window and the lighting's behind your character. As the light protrudes on the back of their head and they move their head, light bounces and projects. So the light from the forklift is hitting this certain window and bounce back and creates a lens flare. That's rare to do. Normally you're looking directly into the light and the camera's directly into the light to create a lens flare. In this, I use reflection to create lens flare, also with direct contact with the light. It was a fun experiment. It worked masterfully. It's like, imagine this, looking out through a window and it's pitch black dark, but there's a light coming through the window that's bright as the sun. It's pretty remarkable, man. So with that said, man, I'm looking forward to May 9th when everybody can partaketh of this film and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This has been a journey. It was a fun journey. Like I said, this movie wasn't on my docket to do. It was like a spare of the moment idea. I started filming before I talked about it publicly, and the cast came together quickly and swiftly, and they're great. This is a great cast, a great script, and everybody on set had fun filming this movie, and that makes me very proud as a director to keep this the set loose, relaxing, so everybody can enjoy themselves, at the same time put together a project that will forever will be linked to through time. Until then, next time, be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. They do help. I'll see you soon. You know the routine. Fade to black.